really?
Yeah.
Like that wasn't a win for you?
Well,
And so, the idea sparked, like, we should talk, because we all have it.
Right.
We all have moments where we do really, really good on our diet. We do really, really good on our step work. We do really, really good in a difficult conversation or doing something hard. And we go back through our heads and we're like, oh, I should have done this. Mm-hmm. That wasn't really a win because it didn't look like this.
Right.
It didn't look like that.
Yeah.
Like, should have. I should all over myself. Right. I just took a giant should right in the middle of this table.
Mm-hmm. I like how you said that.
So,
Yeah,
Cameron,
well,
you had something you wanted to say.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it's very well said that, like, it's funny that we can do these amazing things, or we can accomplish these amazing feats, and then immediately find the problem with them, find what was wrong with them, find the negative in them, and focus on that one thing instead of the overall encompassing thing.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I do it too. I mean, I'm really, really good at it. Like me, for instance, just a little bit about like what I'm doing is I've been sort of tracking my calories, right? Like actually tracking my food, which I haven't been doing a lot of, in an app on my phone, like tracking my calorie intake, and I did more of that this week and probably ate better this week than I have in a very, very long time.
a couple years.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
maybe, yeah. But I want to focus on the fact that I still had like 1 or 2 days in there where it was like not great. And it's like, what am I choosing to focus on? Like, can't we recognize that? Like, even in your case, like in my case, and all of our cases, anybody who's listening to this, can't we just take a moment and pause and say, hey man, like this is progress. Like I'm not going to be perfect right out of the gate, right off the rip.
Right off the rip.
As Willy likes to say. Or as, anyways. But I'm making progress. Like it's better than it was last week. It's better than I've ever done before.
Yeah.
Like let's take a moment to really accept that. And I think that really, really like having a positive outlook is just sometimes a process.
Or positive is one thing. Also, realistic is another.
Yeah, sure.
Both are great. Mm-hmm. Way better than a negative or optimistic outlook.
Pessimistic.
Yeah. What Cameron just corrected me on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Okay.
Okay.
I always I'm striving to always want more in my life and always wanting to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
In what I do, everything I do, and I feel like if I'm not critical of myself, then I'm not finding the things that I need to work on. If I'm not taking a minute and saying, hey, this could have been done better, or I could have done better here. I did this and this wasn't really what I should have been doing. If I'm not doing those things, then I'm not pushing myself to improve. Mm-hmm. And so I guess I'm having this like internal battle or this internal struggle of what is a win? Like when can I say, hey, this was a win? Like it's okay to I can celebrate, and when is it time to say, hey, I need to analyze this and figure out what could have been better, what could have been done differently.
Yeah. Can't both things exist simultaneously?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Why can't we celebrate a win, but also like look at it, dissect it, and say, hey, this is progress, but I could do this better next time.
And maybe I should say this. Like one of the problems, and it's a character defect that I kind of uncovered doing step work, and that was that I was so easy. I was too easy. I was too easy on myself.
Well, you let yourself off the hook.
I let myself off the hook way too much and too frequently and too easy. And I now am to the point to where I need to call myself out on everything. And I need to be as harsh as I have to be to get it through to into my head that, hey, you can't do that anymore. Like this. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not.
No, I
I'm
get
really
it.
not the one to be
I think it's
don't
great
know.
that we're
I'm really
sort of
struggling with this.
Yeah, that we're
you
sort
know?
of processing. We're watching you process this in real time.
Yeah, you really are.
Which I think
is. I mean, that's really what I'm doing.
No,
here.
but it's valuable.
You
Like,
can't you can't see it as you're listening, but he is smoking.
Yeah.
like his head is literally smoking.
He's got steam coming out of
this shit going through my head right now. But I like really don't. I don't know how to work this. I don't know how to really. I honestly like, and I grew up kind of in that kind of environment. Like my parents were very critical of everything I did. My coaches in sports were very critical of everything I did.
Well, they,
you know,
and let me interject here. They're very critical of what people saw you doing.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
It really didn't matter what you did behind closed doors.
It didn't.
It was what the world saw and
Yeah.
how that affected them. Right. And that
Yeah.
created a fucked up psyche.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that internal perfection thing goes, like we talked about, right?
Yeah.
I think so we go through life and we build these patterns and we build these habits of critical self-evaluation, and next thing we know, like there's nothing that we do that is of par, right? But when we take the example of like what we talked about, we set a goal. Our listeners and our viewers and our campaign, our Instagram friends, everybody that contributed to helping us reach that goal means we met that goal, right? And so end of game, win, right? Burpees were what we gave them as their contribution for doing it, because we had some fun comments. People were like, "Fuck yeah, let's kill that dude."
Oh yeah, we
well,
did.
Well, and that's the other thing about it is like the whole nature of the agreement was that this was something that was going to be difficult for you.
Yeah, and
And
that
it was.
Right.
It was difficult. It
right.
really was.
And so like you took all that stuff off the table. Like you didn't. The conversation where it got weird for me was all that stuff was gone, right?
Yeah.
The win was gone. The campaign was gone. The goal was gone. The achievement was gone. And the only thing that was left in Nate's mind was he looked like an idiot to himself, right? And that's the outlook that I get it, right? Like I understand where that's coming from. That's why it's so important that we're having this conversation, because I think a lot of people can resonate with that.